Okay, guys, so quickly to look at the assignment. Please note this change here. If you are going to use AI, yeah, you'll see that you need to tell us that you've used AI. Please don't bloody copy out of AI. I will catch you and it will irritate the living daylights out of me, guys. This is your studies. It is about the integrity of your qualification. So many of my students from last year tried to cheat with AI, and I've caught all of them. The way we keep the integrity of our qualifications and the worth of the qualifications to you when it comes to employers is if we don't, yeah, it's open AI, it's chat GPT and all that rubbish. I'm happy for you to use chat GPT to find, you know, layouts, but in my mind, I would prefer if you don't use it at all. This is still your study. Yes, I understand we've moved forward in terms of the world and what AIs can do. Maybe if you want to use AI, you can use Research Rabbit. It is a way of the AI finding sources for you. Research Rabbit. If I get time, I will try and show that to you guys. Okay. So to Research Rabbit, one word. That's the AI I would use. It's very good at finding relevant sources. Right. So just to go through the assignment, is this not what I've uploaded on the group? Yeah. So two assignments. Tegan, you're annoying me now. You know, this is the right assignment, Tegan. That's another 25% missing. You're going to suffer, woman. And you're going to and, and you're going to go into stress with your two jobs. Yes, this is the right one. You're annoying me now. Okay. So if we look very quickly, what we expect, yeah, in your introduction, yeah, ideally the introduction should give us an idea of what you're doing. This is in the form of a report. You can look at what a report looks like. But yeah, so introduction normally grabs our attention, although this is a report, so you might not want to get too fancy in that. It tells us it tells us what we're going to achieve in the assignment, and then it gives us a roadmap. And the roadmap would be: firstly, I'll be doing this; secondly, I'll be doing this; thirdly, I'll be doing that. Okay, in terms of the rule, yeah, simple writing style, sentences structured, spelling, punctuation. Please do not submit anything to me unless you've done the editing tool in Word or you use Grammarly. Do not bloody well use Grammarly to do paraphrasing, to do the paraphrasing for you. I know the words that they use. Please let this be our own assignments. And honestly, I will give you 0 because that is what a nasty person I am when it comes to people annoying me with this rubbish. Okay, so guys, if we look at the Starlink break even, name for himself, visionary, nonsense, blue ocean strategy. Oh gosh, is this assignment 1? And now I can see why Stephanie is questioning me again, because I am fast asleep. It is assignment 1. Okay, so the idea of a blue ocean strategy, guys, is when you become a pathfinder. So the difference, and I'm being recorded. So when we think of blue ocean strategies, you're looking at strategies essentially creating a brand new market, the blue ocean, one where there are few or no competitors. So when we think of some of the original blue ocean strategies, when Google was launched, the search engine was launched, that became a blue ocean strategy. They created a new industry, a search engine industry, and so many knockoff industries in terms of that. So blue ocean strategies are often pathfinder strategies. Um, no, no, that's an on fire strategy. This is going where no one else has gone before, guys. There are no competitors. Eskom is in South Africa. They simply simply a monopoly. Don't confuse Eskom rubbish with this. Okay, Steph. They're just a monopoly. Don't confuse this with monopolies. So essentially, it is something brand new. People haven't seen this before. The one thing about blue ocean businesses is that they don't have best practices to follow. Essentially, they create the best practices for an industry. So they create the best practices that other businesses who enter this particular market will use. I'm talking like crazy with my hands, and no one can see me. Um, uh, who knows, guys? Who knows? So, a red ocean strategy is where you go into a feeding frenzy. So, when, for example, Mr. Price clothing was launched, that was a red ocean strategy. There were lots of other competitors. The piranhas were there waiting for them. And you then had to find a niche within that strategy. This is brand new. This has not been seen before. If there are other competitors, there might be one or two competitors. Tesla was the original blue ocean for electric vehicles. Now it's become a red ocean because there are lots of competitors there. I don't know if that makes sense, guys. So that's what a blue ocean strategy is. And you can see the specifics that we have there. So there are not many competitors, and they're essentially either the first or the second to arrive. Okay. In terms of that, we can see the thinking around it. Cost efficiency, okay, proven experience, guaranteed flexibility and availability, okay. And then Amazon and those, okay, I have a very clear think idea what this is about. First mover advantage goes hand in hand with the blue ocean strategy. So when we think of the first iPad that was launched, that was blue ocean. It was the first to get there, and it's quite scary how people use other brands but will refer to it as an iPad, and people will use other search engines and they'll still say, I'm Googling this. So, first mover means to get into the industry first, to set the standards, to capture the market share, to become the household name in that industry, and everyone catches up and plays catch up. Okay, so if and scalability means we can grow the business, add customers, and rely on economies of scale. Okay. Okay, I don't mind those articles there. Oh, for guys, do not use these. Do not use this rubbish. These are both non-peer reviewed things. I cannot understand the level of ignorance of people who develop this. This is a bloody blog. This is a blog. You don't use blogs. We use peer reviewed things. And now I'm having a real moment. And I hope some idiot who devised this listens to this. Okay, do not use those, guys. Those are not allowed. Okay. Watch this. This is how powerful the word is, guys. Not allowed. And if anyone asks me why, I will scream at them. Control C. Is everyone okay with that? Not allowed. What will happen if you use it? Exactly. I will fail you just on principle. And then I will fail you in future assignments because you've bloody annoyed me. Okay. Right. I sound like such an awful human being. It's wonderful being evil, guys. My gosh. Okay, so not allowed. Please don't use it. I will report this. That stuff is as bad as any pedia. Oh no, I beat the snot out of my kids, guys. Don't worry about it. They fear me. Okay, guys, in terms, that's a lie, just for the record. So if we look at this business level strategy, Fear is a powerful motivator, Tegan. Oh my gosh, ask my wife in relation to me. So if we look at this one, the business level strategy, let's be honest, what is it going to be? What is it likely going to be? What is it going to be? Okay, okay. So this is a difficult one to say. Jeez. Do you think it's cost leadership at this stage? Ground that has not only revolutionized global connectivity into a meaningful large scale funding. Guys, I think the aim is for it to be cost leadership. But the reality is, has anyone heard of this? Unless this is an American thing and it hasn't got here yet. But if it's SATs, we should be able to link to that. Juma, have you heard of it? Okay, so guys, maybe go with cost leadership, and it tells you cost efficiency, and it gives you other examples of why it can contribute to low cost. So remember, the key in terms of cost efficiency will be economies of scale. So the bigger the reach they have, the more likely it is that it's going to be cost leadership, because obviously you can share the initial capital investment. Okay, advantages and disadvantages of the strategy. So, guys, we're looking at, in terms of this slide, 14, 15, 16, 17, in terms of the first two. Oh, you need to, absolutely. You have to. Remember, what gives you a good mark at this level is the fact that you integrating theory with application. Okay. So guys, if we look at this, it will be slides, and I now already forgotten, 14 to 17. Okay, so 14 to 17. So the answer will be LU1. Um, slides. Something's happened here. I don't want war and peace, Stephanie. I'm happy to go within 10% over, 10% under. Okay. Oh gosh, that's in the wrong place. So that one is the second question. Right. And this is what I wanted to talk about. And this is one thing that I am 100% guaranteed about is that some people will make a mistake in terms of this. Okay. So when you do your evaluating the strategies, you have to use these criteria. This is not a gut feel thing. You have to look at whether the strategy is appropriate in terms of what the business can do, in terms of its resources, etc. You have to see whether it's feasible. You have to see whether it fits the values of the stakeholders. So we're looking 34, and I will talk about what to exclude. 34 to 50, 34 to 50. So it is. Okay. Now, if we look at this very quickly, and remember what I've already said, the notion here is about integrating theory with application. So if we go through these very quickly, um, and those are explained here. So, guys, in terms of appropriateness, I think key there is that it has to fit within the reality of the business. It has to fit within the vision of the organization. It has to look at what we expect in terms of the environment. So, when we talk about this, it's that notion of strategic fit, that it fits the realities of what is expected from our customers right now, what is expected in terms of the competitive environment. Do not do these things. I don't need you to do slide 36, 37, 38, and 39 and 40. You don't need to go through the decision trees either. I don't need to see that. I would much rather prefer if you summarize that from the first two slides. This is really an elaboration of what else has to happen. I don't need you to do this for me to support your answers. I want you to use those two slides in, sorry, that slide in supporting your answers. So 35 is what you use, 36 to whatever, yeah, 45 you ignore. The second one is feasibility, and this is essentially fits what you have from a resources capability perspective. It fits with the realities of the business without overextending it. Because one of the dangers is creating a vision that is so massively ambitious that in a million years, you will never have the resources or the capabilities to achieve it. So, what we're focusing on here is you have to look at what you have available and what you're capable to do. And then, secondly, is that you have to make sure that your vision and delivering on this vision doesn't become gimmicky. The moment something is a gimmick, people ignore it, people will avoid it like the plague. And then will it lead to a competitive advantage? So have we got the money? Have we got the people? Have we got the capabilities? Are we making sure that this isn't another? Give me an example of a gimmick that disappeared very quickly. What is that spin top or spinner thing that people had and spun around on their fingers? I can't remember. Desirability is about whether our priorities and whether we are doing this within our realities. Because one of the things we don't want to do is make ourselves vulnerable because we overextend ourselves, but also that we don't get our timing wrong. Because one of the advantages with being a first mover is that you essentially set the standards for an industry. But if you wait too long or misread the industry, you will become irrelevant. So you have to make sure that you have this balance between, is this the right time and launching? And then also remember, we have to be concerned about what will happen from a counter-attack perspective if there are other people in the industry. Consistency essentially means that everything in the organization is in step with everything else. So your vision aligns with your mission statement aligns with your long-term objectives. The strategies that you create take you to those long-term objectives, and all of that essentially aligns perfectly with what the realities are in the external environment. The validity, you're going to struggle to find evidence for this one. Guys, a valid strategy is one that is based on accurate assumptions, and assumptions that essentially have some sort of statistical support. So, what would be a valid measure, but I don't know if it's in the case study, would be, for example, the number of customers that potentially will move to a satellite system, and the perceived value of that satellite system. So those kinds of things, if you have those statistics around, you then have a valid assumption is that you're basing your decision on. Okay. And then attractiveness to stakeholders. Here we look at each of our stakeholders. I use a very stupid example, and I apologize for this example, but we as a group, as a class, could hire a ship. We can go to Sportsman's Warehouse. We can buy baseball bats. We can go to K-Way. We can buy clothes that are warm. And then we can get on the ship and we can go to the Southern Ocean and we can beat seals dead with our baseball bats. It's an easy way to make money. It is a magic way of making quick money. But is it the right thing to do? Fidget spinner, thanks, Rachel. Is it the right thing to do? Is it attractive? Will it be attractive to our stakeholders? Because there are many ways of making money, but are those options attractive to our stakeholders? So, for example, Eskom at the moment and this desperate need for us to go to more carbon-based things to create energy, like the gas fields, etc. It's easy because the gas is there. What is slightly more difficult, but is very feasible and far more acceptable to stakeholders, is to go with solar or wind power or wave power, those kinds of things, or water power, the sort of renewable energies. But in government, the only stakeholder that matters are those individuals that are going to fill their pockets, and you can fill your pockets with money from gas reserves, etc., because you don't really control it. But the simple truth is, private providers cannot, I don't know, be convinced as quickly as some of the other dodgies out there. Okay, so is it attractive to our stakeholders? Okay, guys, I shouldn't have used bibliography. It's the reference here. Do not reference me. I do not want to see myself referenced. If you reference the slides, you're referencing me. So that is that first question. The second question, yeah, I know that I'm going over time, but yeah, so be it. So be it. The second question. Okay, differentiate between blue and red ocean strategies. So we're looking, I think, let me just remind myself of the learning units. Okay, it's that one there, guys. Okay, and I'm going to cheat, Control F, red. Oh gosh, it's going to give me a quite red. Why didn't I just go blue? Oh, here we are. Why am I worried? There we are in terms of blue ocean versus red ocean strategies. So in terms of red ocean, It is a feeding frenzy. I'm assuming those little fish resemble piranha, and any new piranha that arrives in there will be devoured. In terms of a blue ocean strategy, you essentially are creating an industry. You arriving at the onset of an industry. So there are few competitors, if any. So when Google was launched, there, there was not a single other option available that provided the algorithm that Google provided. And the simple truth is they are an excellent example. Tesla, when they launched their electric sports car, that was a blue ocean strategy. No one else was doing it, or very few other people were doing it. In terms of this, it definitely is a blue ocean strategy. We don't have that that feeding frenzy that is the bloodbath around a red ocean. But here, few competitors, you set the standards. It is uncontested. Okay. And see, we talk cutthroat competition there. Right. So that's the first one. So it's learning unit 2, slide 8. Guys, you happy for me to do it this way? Okay, perfect. Tegan, you failing anyway, so you don't even have to worry about saying stuff. No, I'm teasing Steph, obviously. I'm teasing Teagues, obviously. Um, okay, so it now is looking at the case study. I'm assuming that if they get there early, then it's going to be a blue ocean. They set the standards. They have first mover advantage. They talk about advantages, yeah. Disadvantages, you have to conduct additional research. I did show you guys this last, well, if I didn't, I apologize. All you want to do is, sorry, my attention span doesn't exist. Okay, blue ocean strategy. Okay, hold on. Um, advantages, disadvantages, and then what you want to type in every time, scholarly articles, every time, okay? Because the rest there you are. Okay, so the moment you've done that, you're absolutely aces. Obviously, you can use EBSCOhost as well for this, but yeah, so you can do that as a search. Can I ask that you guys share articles online, or I think you guys sort it out amongst yourselves. I'm not going to download articles for you. You can have a glance at those, okay? So that you search yourself. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so essentially, had they to offer, or were they to offer, apologies, a red ocean strategy, what would they do? They'd go into fiber, they'd go into 5G, they would go into that kind of stuff. Okay, so you can think of those alternatives, that you can do yourself. I think that's quite common knowledge. Um, Guys, you see, I can't tell you whether that is peer reviewed or not. I can tell you now, this is not peer reviewed. Okay. And then the third question, okay, with Cape also entering, properly started to populate customers that will to be cheaper, the service better, and Starlink has increased. Elon Musk has asked you to develop a proper corporate level strategy, reclaiming the corporate competitive advantage he had. Suggest an appropriate corporate level strategy. Okay, so we're looking at learning unit 3. So remember, these are the strategies that take you to your long-term objectives. The corporate level strategies that you can consider are those. You're not looking at those, okay? He's definitely not managing the end game. You're looking at the growth strategies. Now, to go through these very quickly, Organic growth is where you're happy with your existing market share. Sorry, and when you consolidate, yeah, sorry, you're happy with your existing market share. Market penetration is that you stay within the market, but you believe that it's still unsaturated, and you try and maintain and hold and maintain by doing significant advertising, etc. Here, I would avoid that. He's not going to consolidate. I think he would do market penetration, and he would try and capture essentially those non-users in the market. But here is very clear about maintaining, holding, and maintaining. These are aggressive strategies. So, market development is where you look at new markets, you look at different markets. Product development is where you essentially add to your range of products. So you add additional products as an option. I wouldn't go with unrelated diversification. Related diversification is where you launch a new business, but using the same technologies as what you're using in Starlink. And then the options are, I don't think you can consider vertical integration, but you can consider horizontal integration where you buy some of your competitors out. So those are the options. I am not going to be fussed. I have a feeling that I would stay away from those, and I would work from market development, product diversification, and integration. So in terms of the slides, it will be slide 11 to 16. Slides 11 to 16. Okay. Slides 11 to 16. LU3, slides 11 to 16. And then advantages and disadvantages. I don't think I have them, guys. Hold on, let me just check. Yeah, you're going to have to do a bit of research yourself on that, okay? And I have to do a bit of research. Stay away from that rubbish there. Go from, yeah, market development, product development, okay? So here it's your own research, but I'm pretty sure you can do that, okay? Let me just save this. I'm just going to call it guidelines. Ask me what you want to ask me, Tegan. Ask me what you want to ask me. Tegan, ask me what you want to ask me. Tegan, listen to me. Ask me what you want to ask me. Aren't you going to ask the obvious question, Tegs? I'm being horrible to Tegan. I love it. Ask me what you want to ask me quickly, Tegs, before I do it. And then you don't get a chance to lose more marks. Tegan, ask me what you want to ask me. Ask me the thing you want to ask me about this assignment. No, I thought you would have moved on from that, you irritating woman. I thought you would ask me, are you going to upload it, sir? Was that in your mind, Tiggs? It was going to ask me whether I was going to upload it. I'm evil. You should demand my dismissal, guys.